Well, the creamsicle uniforms look pretty, but the play historically in them is not. They are now 101, 227-1 in the creamsicles, losing to the Detroit Lions 20-6 inside Raymond James Stadium. Todd Bowles reiterated it multiple times. They looked like a team off a bye. Rachaad White called them rusty. Baker Mayfield said they just flat out sucked, and at some point the offense needs to get it going and put some points on the board. Whatever the reason, it really comes down to performance on third down, where the Buccaneers allowed the Lions to go 9 of 16 on third down, including 2 third and longs, where the Lions scored the only 2 touchdowns of the game.
2 touchdowns they scored. One was 3rd and 10, one was 3rd and 14. We had 2 busts. That should have never happened, and that's on us as coaches, on us as players.
I just think as a whole, we hurt ourselves. It was times where we should have got off the field on third down, and we got to get better on third down.
Then on the flip side, the Buccaneers went 2 for 12 on third down. And remember, Baker Mayfield entered the contest #1 in the league in completion percentage and quarterback rating on third down.
We'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix my mistakes. I'll fix what I was doing wrong, and we'll get it going. Zero excuse for our offense to come out and lay an egg like that.
So the money down was really important in this contest, and the Bucs came up broke. They also shot themselves in the foot periodically throughout this contest, beyond the busted coverage on the 3rd and longs and the 3rd downs and whatnot. Mike Evans dropped a huge 3rd and long himself that would have put them at midfield to keep a drive going. The very first and only turnover of the contest that was tipped at the line by the Lions was a busted coverage by Detroit. Mike Evans was 15 yards by himself down the field, and Baker did not do a good enough job to get that ball floated high enough so that Mike can get to the end zone. Then you think about the 2 deep balls to Trey Palmer. Those could have been a touchdown or at least another explosive play.
I wouldn't say that we didn't match their intensity. I just think that our intensity has to be better, right? It wasn't like it didn't feel like we're out there and they were just dominating us. We're oh man, we can't, they're too strong or anything like that. They played a good game, and that's hats off to them. And we just got to be better.
Simply put, they're just not a good enough squad to come in with a C effort and beat teams like this. And when they come in with a C effort, it's going to look like that, where they get bullied off the field a little bit. So there's a big question now with Todd Bowles and if he can compete with the upper echelon teams in the NFC. You go back to this Lions game, the Eagles earlier in the season, last year against the Cowboys in the playoffs, earlier than that, the 49ers. We can go back to the second half against the Bengals if we want to go to the AFC. We can go back to that Chiefs game. I mean, these are all occasions where they were just completely blown out at certain points in the contest. So it comes down to maybe 2 things, and there are questions about the defensive front. There's also questions about this rushing attack, which only amounted to 46 yards of offense. I don't know if we're going to have an answer on if they can really perform up to capabilities against the best teams in the league. They'll get another test on Thursday night in Buffalo in a couple of weeks, but more importantly, they have to turn it around and beat the Atlanta Falcons in this building Sunday, because winning the NFC South is still very possible for this team, as that division looks very murky. And if you can beat the Falcons, you still have 2 games against Carolina, who has yet to win a contest. So the season isn't over by any means, and certainly the bye week might have hurt them, being a little rusty, but just not the performance that anybody on the squad wanted, and now they got to regroup quickly.